Hello and welcome everyone to the Art of Life podcast. Today I've got a lovely person with me. She is really feeling out of place in the family, generally with life as such. And we're going to explore that why. Because for a lot of us, we do sometimes feel that we are a misfit. We don't know why we have come here. Why did we choose this life? Why do we have this family? What are we even supposed to do in our life? Hence, our guest today is a lovely example for us to mirror what is really going on within us to understand why sometimes we might feel that relationships are not working out for us or things are very different. Maybe your opinions, the way of life, how you logically think is very different to others around you. I'll start with a little example and then we'll dive ahead right into the reading. I want you to think about Steve Jobs, and I bring him up a lot of times. He was a misfit. We actually remember his ad where he said that we are different and he celebrated the difference. But probably for this episode, or just go back in time and think about that time where he would have been younger, or perhaps in your shoes, if you're really feeling like, oh gosh, the world's not working out for me. This is what I want you to think. He would have thought that too. His parents probably would have thought that as well. And he was a dyslexic. So the world, his teachers, everybody thought that it was a weakness. Such a wrong thing. He's not able to do his spellings easily. He's not able to make sense of a lot of the things that everybody can. And so, how wrong is he? How much of a misfit is he? But I also believe that because of Steve Jobs, we all got a much more simpler computer system. We got the iPods then, and then we got the Mac. And I think he's really shaped iPhones. It brought a revolution in the whole smartphone industry. But it would all have been very different had Steve Jobs not been the weakness or the misfit per se. So if you are feeling like a misfit, this is just something for you to know as well, that where you think you are really lacking, I can assure you that that is the exact place where you're supposed to shine, because that is why you are here. The earth needs you and the world needs you. So let's dive today. I will be just going into the Akashic Records with my lovely guest, and we will look into why life feels very different for her. And as I do this healing journey, it might give you some pointers about your own life as well. You'll get clarity around your family, around your soul purpose. So enjoy. Okay, so do I have permission to access your Akashic Records?
Yes.
Okay, and we are going to go ahead and just tune into your Akashic Records. I'm connecting with your higher self. I've got archangels here, and I'm just asking them to show me your Akashic Records. The intention here is to understand why you feel so different, to really understand your soul essence, and to give you the clarity for your highest soul healing and growth. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, they're just showing me scenes here right now. And these seem to be scenes just from your earlier life. Again, we haven't had a discussion on this, so I don't really know. But what your soul right now is showing me is just scenes from your earlier childhood where your parents, I'm seeing your mom here, and she's showing you things in a certain way. It could be a mom, it could be a very elderly figure in your family. But she's showing you, she's basically teaching you something, and she's telling you the way to do it. And your brain is just not grasping it that way. And then she's getting a little frustrated with how it has to be. And so there's a feeling from very early on that, oh gosh, okay, I love her. And I wasn't really even doing anything else. I was just paying attention. But they're bringing this up specifically to explain that your mind works a lot differently than what people around you notice. So, yes, as yourself, you're aware and you feel, oh, I am different, perhaps in my views, perhaps in the way I fit into the family or in the regular norms. Your higher self wants you to know that there's a bigger difference with you in the way you just generally perceive things. So, if I was to explain it in other words, it would be that your brain is just made up differently. Let's say, people are looking at colors and they're looking at 256 colors. You are looking at 1048. Now, they do not have awareness of the different palettes that you are looking at because they're just looking at this tunnel of 256. That just came up as an example. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so they have no awareness of what's really happening, of how much you're really comprehending. And because they're not able to see through that, they just don't even know it. And sometimes, because you're not being acknowledged in that way, you feel, well, gosh, in terms of their 256, I am not quite there because you yourself don't have the awareness. So the first thing that they want to validate for you is, and that is the takeaway for all the listeners listening in today as well, that when you are looking at how the world is looking at you, maybe how your dear family members are looking at you, you have a much smaller perspective of what's really going on with you. And especially in your case, you have a lot more fullness about things. So now they're showing me what all is really flowing through for you. Like, yes, the 256 colors, and maybe you don't understand all the 256 colors, but there's a whole lot more communication going on for you. They're also showing that when you were little, so you haven't come here. Um, in some sense, everybody has come to Earth from somewhere, or most of us have. Um, you you haven't been incarnating on Earth for a long time. Like, you are not an Earth being. How should I explain that? All right. So most of us, when we incarnate on Earth, we have multiple incarnations. We come here, and a lot of us would also be people who have come from other star systems. Also, then a lot of these souls would have been coming to Earth for a long time, so they sort of get used to Earth. It's almost like trying on a new cuisine or going to a new country. Then you start understanding their culture, you start understanding the nuances in the language when people say something, and so on. So, relatively speaking, you are a very new soul on Earth that way. Like, you've been involved, you've been coming here, but you are still a newish soul on Earth. They're
Yeah.
also showing that when you were little, there were lots of communications that you were having with extraterrestrials, who were coming and who were talking to you. Like, they were extraterrestrials, they were your imaginary friends, and sometimes you were talking to them while you were drawing. They're showing me you with paper, or maybe you was. They're not really showing, like, this is not the place where you're sitting and studying, or maybe you've got a book in your hand and you're supposed to study, but this is your daydreaming world when you pretend
Yeah.
to study, and then things are happening on the other side. But this is when they are talking and they're sharing information with you. So there's a what they have been trying to do is also trying to help you to get in here. Uh, and you've felt a lot out of place on Earth because this is a new planet for you. It's like going into a new country. Suddenly, let's say you speak English and then you go to a country which speaks a very different language, perhaps Japanese. And then you see, oh, their food's very different, the way they speak is very different, the way their sign languages on the roads and everything is very different. So there's a part of you that's understood, being in Japan a little bit. And then there's a part
Yeah.
of you that is still going like, heck, what's going on? Like, yes, I visited this lane, so I understand this lane a little bit, or the shops here, and but there's still nuances around why are people standing like this, or other things that you're still trying to make sense of, which is why your extraterrestrial friends, they continued to be with you for a very long time. But this is how it was happening in the earth life or your physical life. The more you were with your imaginary people from an earth family perspective, the more for them you were different and they could not understand you. Because again, through their 256 colors, you were not operating in that 256 squares, right? You were operating
Yeah.
somewhere else and they cannot understand it. So for them, they don't get it. And you're trying to fit very hard into the 256 squares. So for you, you started blocking that off as well. And the more you blocked, some of that remained, because know that that is your home. Like, that is where you truly feel home, you feel understood. So some bits you haven't blocked, and then some bits you have blocked. If I'm looking at your channel, to be honest, with your home star system, and when they're coming, you've got still about 30% of that channel open. So that's where their intuitive insights and the guidance really comes in. And the rest of the 70% you've closed because you are not ready for it. Also, when they show you a little bit more things that you're supposed to do, there is a part of you that really so deeply wants to belong on earth that you feel, oh, I can't take that. So I better not know, because if I know, then I'm going to be even more different, because I'll want to act on that more different thing. And hence, I just don't want
Yeah.
information anymore. Make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay. Um, so I'm now also asking them, what is the best way for you to just start feeling a lot more anchored on earth? Because that is your biggest challenge. Like, how do I feel grounded here? How do I feel loved here? How do I enjoy my lifetime on earth without feeling lost? And then how do I still keep my channel open? How do I still get the guidance? Because you are here, and we will dive into that. You're here for a very special purpose. You would not have been born on earth by accident. There is no accident in the universe, like no
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
um, so for you to really ground, let's look at that. How do you feel just more grounded? So first of all, what they're saying is just even this awareness as such, that is helping, because it validates to you that you are here for for a special purpose, that they're understanding the 256 colors, you've got a 1048 palette, and just your presence here is different. It had to be different, and you don't need to fit yourself in the 256 colors.
Yeah.
So that awareness already is good. And the second thing that they're saying is connect with earth. The more you talk to earth, you connect with her. That could be barefoot, walking on the grass, whatever works for you, going out in the nature, doing gardening. That could be those activities, but at a deeper level, because you are very intuitive. Your senses are very, very sharp. They're telling me that your audience, I'm not sure if you actually hear things, but they're telling me that your audience, like the way you receive things, you receive messages, that comes to you through your ears. You sort of hear things, you get things. So they're saying that your ability to tap in with the earth can also be really strong, but you need to like think of earth, Mother Earth, as a being, as an entity, and you can just imagine her. You can imagine her as as divine Mother Earth, which she is an archetype there. And you can just imagine her and just talk to her and say, hey, I want to fully belong here. I don't feel like I'm home here, because Mother Earth holds a lot of compassion for you. um, and you still feel an outsider, because you feel an outsider in your family, but Mother Earth holds a lot of compassion for you. She gave you space to be here. Yes, you're born in your parents' family, biologically, you came in their home, but Mother Earth gave you the space to come here. So you can connect with her. And once you start rooting with her, then you'll feel that you are a lot more grounded. Then the need to be validated by other people around you wouldn't be as high because you would have that yourself. It is then that you will be able to see and accept all the other 1048 color palettes that you have got, and to be able to work with them, because right now nobody is looking at the rest. You are not looking, they're not looking, and you're just trying to fit into a mold that is not yours at all. So you're feeling really, really limited, whereas you've got a lot more gifts. It will really start amping up for you when you connect with Mother Earth. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Sounds good, yeah. That resonates a lot. In general, I do feel grounded. So, is it more that I just need to, as you said, try to feel more at home?
Yes, it is more that you feel more home. The groundedness would also be that, when you feel lost, when you feel different, you connect with Mother Earth because she
Yeah,
understands you. Remember that
yeah,
your parents, your family, um, they see you in the body. They understand what they see. The how the pictures around the society are, or how the whole world is wired, they're operating from that
yeah.
really.
Lens, yeah.
So they do not see the bigger picture. But for Mother Earth, she sees you as the complete soul essence that you are. So she sees you in the body, but she also sees the soul essence. She also sees the bigger purpose. So she totally understands you. So when you connect with her, and this is even more so than your extraterrestrials, and I'll tell you why. Because your job here, your incarnation on earth, is on earth. The purpose that you are supposed to do, the way of life that you're meant to live, that is on earth. So she knew and she agreed before you were born, before you got your physical body, she agreed that you will be here and she'll hold the space for you. So she's got a lot of those answers that you were seeking for, in terms of what do I do? How do I move forward? And okay, my family or my friends are not really understanding that I want to go on path A, but I want to do it anyway. And so, who do you channel in for guidance? You would go to Earth because she understands Earth. She understands how that works. She understands your bigger purpose. She does not have an agenda there. She holds unconditional love and guidance insights for you because she's fully invested in walking on and evolving to new Earth. So, to her, you are the counter ally, you're the help, you're the support that she needs, and she's going to help you and you're going to help her. So it's like a very good uh, cycle of energy there where she's energizing you to help you on your path, and in turn you are helping Mother Earth evolve, the whole planet evolve as such.
Yeah, that makes sense. And is the best way, actually being on the earth or being in nature through meditation, or is there a specific way that's very good to do that?
Yeah, so if you're feeling extra ungrounded, or if you can, like whenever you are out in nature, that is there, but that's like the starting step. What she's really saying is establish a relationship with Earth, like talk to her. You don't have to do it out loud, you don't have to feel silly, but you could talk if that is what you wanted to do when you are alone, when it is safe for you to do. But really talk to her, like talk to her as a person, imagine her around you. When you feel something's going on, when you are out, you can talk to the trees, you can talk to the land that is really coming up for you. But even more than the trees and the land as such, like just talk to Mother Earth as an entity. They are showing me, they continue to show me you drawing. I don't know if you do, or I don't know if you write, but they're actually showing a lot of drawing, like simple drawing. It is just going out and sketching. And if you want to do that, that's going to really help. But there is um, the connection is a little bit deeper with Earth. It is like a talking connection, and that will grow with time. The more and more you start feeling the Earth as an entity, as bigger than the planet itself, but you see her as a conscious sentient being, the more that relationship will evolve. It is a relationship that will work for you, but this is a beautiful relationship, because the more you work with her, um, your sense of being here, your sense of bigger purpose will only come to more and more light. Is that making sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm just looking at more what is happening. So the first thing that would happen for you there is that, and that will actually start giving you in time a lot more clarity. But right now, it's that needs to happen, because once also how energetically it will work is that once you are connecting a lot with the earth, then you feel grounded, right? But remember, in your channel, so if I explain the channel and how it works, the channel is, the information that you're receiving from up. So let's say the sun's
Yeah,
light, and or the cosmos, they're giving us light, they're giving us guidance. It's all the receiving part that's coming. Um, all that clarity that all of us seek, that's coming from up above. And then earth would be also around our actions. What do we give out? But then in turn, with the earth, we're also getting the abundance, the fulfillment, the meaning in life, right? So the more you work with earth and you are developing that part, so you'll automatically start feeling more nurtured, more loved, more taken care of. So that establishes the trust within you. You will feel the trust also transforming your relationships outside, because you'll feel that, okay, I am ready to be loved because I'm getting a lot of love from earth. I do not have, you will be starting to resolve your trauma. And then your relationships on earth will transform. So that abundance will come in a lot of different ways. It'll be the wealth that you're tapping into, it'll be the connections. They will feel a lot more meaningful, authentic, empowering, and true. So you will be able to you will be in a place where you'll feel like, okay, I can say what I want to and I'm not judged here, the more and more you work your relationship with earth. And the more you do that, the more you feel that you are able to just be yourself in that sense. Then remember, you were blocking your channel because you didn't want to have that much communication with the extraterrestrials, because they made you feel different than everybody else on earth. So that
yeah,
guard starts coming off. And when that starts coming off, then you actually channel in a lot more insights, a lot more guidance. Your path forward even becomes a lot more clearer. But for you, it starts with the earth.
sure.
Okay, right. Good. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and look if there's anything else that we need for the collective right now, anything else that people who are staying on, and if you might be in similar shoes, you're wondering what needs to happen, then let's see. Okay, so there is a big undercurrent here to all the listeners who are listening right now, that this feeling of judgment from especially the females in the family or females around, judgment as if you are not fitting in, judgment around that the way you are is not right. You know, there's something wrong with you. You're dressing the wrong way. You're speaking the wrong way. You're not doing a custom the right way. So everything is wrong from a female perspective. So that sense of trust, that's really, really deep. And then how that is showing up is that because you feel so judged, there is a sense of protection. There's also a sense of defensiveness in your own relationships. And because of that, it is causing this energetic layer where whatever relationships you are in, because you're trying to defend yourself, or you're not just fully able to open up because you feel so scared, it is also creating this place where you're just creating relationships that maybe look good on paper, but they just feel very different. Um, they do not have any life in them as such. They're more paper relationships or social media relationships, society relationships. But they're not truthful, they're not authentic. And this is coming because of a lot of judgment from females in the family. In past lives, this is also because You've had past lives, for everybody here who's listening as well, you've had past lives where you've had women circles, and there was some sort of ousting, there was some sort of backstabbing going on in the women's circle. So there's just a very, very deep sense of distrust with females, especially females, more so. And so, one way to heal this karmic pattern that has been going on through lifetimes is to start healing your relationship with the divine feminine. And so, when you start healing your relationship with Mother Earth, that's going to help all of that. And the way to do that with Mother Earth is to just see her. The same tips that I shared for the guest, they apply to everybody, is to really build on that relationship with Mother Earth, to feel that she holds you, she supports you. So whenever you feel alone, whenever you feel like, oh gosh, this person does not understand me again, there she went again, or she said something, and why am I so different? So instead of asking all of that and being in that energy, see if you can actually tune into Mother Earth and say, hey, look, I feel this way and I don't want to feel this way. And here's a brilliant hack. Whenever you feel like that, just call on to her. Know that in size and energy, she is a lot bigger than you. As a human being, you are tiny, 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 like tinier than an ant. And she is so much bigger as Earth. So you are like a tiny ant, and she is, I don't know how many elephants put together. So she has so much tremendous capacity. And so you sit in your place and you go, okay, I've got this stress, I've got this problem, or these people, they're just making things a little bit difficult for me, whatever that is. And you just imagine that, hey, Mother Earth, can you help me? Can you please take my stress and tension away? And can you please welcome me to your love and abundance? I want to be held. And she's waiting to hug you, she's waiting to hold you. But subconsciously, when you are repelling other females in your space, when you are repelling the other feminine energies in your space, you're also repelling her love and abundance. So just ask her specifically that I welcome you. I welcome your love for me. I welcome your love and light for me. And keep using that as a mantra or as an affirmation, that I welcome myself on earth, first of all, and that I welcome your love and light. And you're talking to Mother Earth. That will really help. Okay, I'm seeing if there's anything else, but that seems to be really complete. Mhm. All right, so thank you for this episode today. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you another time with another guest. Now, if you are wanting to understand more about your own life, your own unique story, then book a call with me at artoflifecenter.com/call. This is where we'll explore your next level of expansion and how you can have more meaning and more freedom. Here's to your expansion and growth.